Y'all were concerned about standing medium kick? Be concerned with standing light kick. Oh. That felt good, didn't it? CapcomTV hosted a live stream, and it's 11 new minutes of Juri versus Kimberly, and it's my honor to go through this footage and find new stuff for Juri and a bit for Kimberly. Frame by frame, I dissect everything that I can and find out frame data, how some of her system mechanics work, and hopefully some stuff that you'll be excited to find. There's a lot to go over, so buckle in, find your favorite drink, and let's get straight into it. So I keep saying this, but remember, modern controls, spamming hard punch will get you that. That didn't look like it did all that much damage too, which is good and bad, right? Actually, no, I take that back. That did a grip. Hold up. It actually did a lot of damage. Wait a minute. I think her backdash is airborne. Because it looks like she's off the ground. But I wonder, since she's off the ground, would that sweep have hit? You see her walk animation a bit. It's less sexy. So that's EX heavy fuha, and we've seen EX medium fuha, but I don't believe we see EX light fuha. We also have seen in the trailer that they can chain EX heavy to EX medium, and in the trailer it does a ground splat. Her animations are so good. This is like so subtle, but like we see a lot of interesting things here. This is her crouching light kick, chat. Hello? Her crouching light kick has like crouching medium kick property. It has so much range. And we see her crouching jab as well, which also has a lot of range. Like both of those buttons have insane range. But it makes sense though, because if this character is supposed to be a short range character, then you have to give her abilities to maintain pressure a little bit outside of like throw range. And I think that's important. So she hits the crouching light kick, and I think she chains the crouching jab, and here we have store. This is the first, actually, okay, so you can store while in modern. You see a very slight like step up into store where you get the second stock. Now if it wasn't clear, this is how you tell what stores you have, and this is a very elegant system if it works the way that I think it works. So instead of being able to see every store you have, what they do is they give you a enhancement fuhajin. And I don't know if that's the proper way to view it, but what they're saying is the next fuhajin that you use will be enhanced. What this means is if I have one store, if I use any fuhajin, it will be enhanced. If I have two, that means I can use one and still have one in the tank for enhancement. And again, I don't know what the terminology will be for this, but I think this is cool because if I want to use 3 enhanced fireball, so be it. If I want to use 3 enhanced Enkensats, then so be it. So they throw a meaty fireball. So Kimberly has to respect this. That's fine by me. Question is, if she had blocked it, would it have been plus? And how plus would it have been? I think the developers, it does connect. Cool. So they linked the fireball to heavy 10 Senrin, whatever it's going to be called in this game, right? This here is medium kick as well. This is important. This doesn't have to do with Juri, but I think Kimberly is going to be really tricky to deal with because Juri goes for throw here and completely whiffs and gets punish counted for it. This character can auto shimmy. That dash looks so good. It covers so much space too. She just appears, dog. Look at that. From here, and in like 10 frames, she's like almost not half screen, like a third of the screen. This is close, medium kick, whatever command that will be. And then that went to heavy DP. Looks like you get Oki off that as well. And there's the full combo again. And I'm assuming, again, this is her jumping light kick. Yeah, that looks like a jumping light kick. It looks kind of goofy as well. This is her sweep. Again, her sweep really doesn't have a lot of range. I mean, of course, they were close by. But, like, I think her range on her sweep is only slightly better than her crouching light kick. You see Juri's trying to go for store. I just wish I knew if there's a difference between what stores she got, because it looks like the animation is different. This looks like maybe like a... Maybe that's the medium? I don't know. Oh, they got 2 stores. Auto combo into... Okay, so this is the auto combo. The light pinwheel into her level 3. But this is the high health one. So they don't have the... It's not the critical arts. Let's take a look at this. Looks the same at the start, but she has a Street Fighter 4 feel at the end. Let's actually like go back real quick. There's a few things, right? The frame count for this is actually very close to Street Fighter 4. And I know this because I did a video comparing the two. And what I had to do to compare the CA with the Ultra 2 in Street Fighter 4 was I had to slow down Ultra 2 in Street Fighter 4. And it's because the CA is slightly longer. In this, they look about the same. Boom. Goes down. Pop. That felt good, didn't it? That makes sense. Oh my god. Hello? Look at Juri's light kick. Chat, y'all were concerned about standing medium kick? Be concerned with standing light kick. Be concerned about standing light kick. What? If this is cancelable, this move is going to be really powerful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 frames? That looks really powerful. It's 5 frames, at worst 6 frames. I forget the name of it in Street Fighter 4 and 5. But it's good to see that her overhead still remains, which is also confusing too. So if she has an overhead, that means that this command will probably be forward medium kick. We've seen her with a close medium kick. The 2 hit the bop bop. What would the command be for those 2 medium kicks? Would it be back medium kick and neutral? I don't know. But right now, I think she's got 3 moves on her forward. So we have a trade here, right? Which it looks cool, right? That looks cool as hell. But who recovers first? Juri got the worst of that trade. This is what I don't like about trade. It's not a standardized crush counter system. You'll have to have the knowledge of what you're trading with every character in a lot of situations. So the knowledge check will be much higher in this game. Oh, hold on. I thought you would be able to do this. This is her standing light kick, chat. Her 5 frame standing light kick, right? Which then they drive rushed, which looks really cool. And then went to a crouching light kick, crouching light punch, store. And this is cool too. This is really good because it looks like she takes a step forward for her stores, which means that she can stay in. So her being a close range attacker makes a lot of sense now because she might be close range, but her special moves also give her an opportunity to continue her pressure. It's not like Street Fighter 5 where she gets her pressure and then she's out of range and you just got to hold that. In this game, you can actually like get almost a max range store, which is really nice. And we see her win pose there. That's so cool. We also get a chance to see as well some of the wind effects on her pants. And this might be stage related, or it could be the fact that she's got her stores. But if you look on her pants, you can see the wind causing her pants to billow, which is nice. And a bit of her hair too. Really, it's really nice. This is the level 1, but she doesn't. Oh, she does have a can, so she will get the follow-up attack. Does a follow-up attack do all that much damage? I hope you have a choice when you want to use this or not, because if you look, this doesn't do a lot of damage at all. That does nothing. It's like a jab. So I hope maybe, you know what? You probably can combo afterwards if you're in the corner. I hope there's a reason for this, right? I hope there's a reason for the knock up and you have a choice whether or not you want to use it or not. So we have here one of the first times we see Juri's fireball. This is the non-enhanced version. And if you blink, you'll miss it, right? It's already gone. It travels nowhere, right? So going based on like how fast it's going, it's probably going to end somewhere around here where my mouse is here. It probably ends around here. That was not enhanced. We don't see the fireball enhanced travel in this showcase, but my assumption is that the range that we're used to now will probably get something closer to that when it's enhanced. And if not, you have this to keep your string safe or to exert pressure. I probably would guess that her fireball will still be a turn loss, but not punishable like in Street Fighter 5. But enhanced, it's probably going to be plus. That's my hope for it. And again, if it's enhanced, I hope I have some kind of power. Although that would be very, very strong if it's plus. The reason being is that, again, I don't believe you store individual stores in this game. I think you store a universal system, all of your stores. So if I have 3 stores, that means I probably will be able to do 3 light fuhajins, right? And if they're plus, that means I get to do strings that have no holes in them and then keep myself safe or plus. Now, this is where the theory crafting comes. I know that people will say, well, that's cheap. You get to just pressure me for free. Well, no, because drive reversals in the game and resets to neutral as well as parry. If there's a small gap in between, say, crouching medium kick and fireball, I could parry that. Or if I try to do like strong to low forward, I can parry that. So there are ways, there's systems to get around that. Or I could just drive impact through it. And I also wonder if Juri's flow will make her easy parry bait. Oh, that's her crouch jab. But since it was a counter hit and they were airborne, I guess they got the full combo there. It's a new effect here, forced down. Force down, I'm assuming, is a free fall state. Kind of like Dalsim's teleport, Vega's wall jump. Force down will probably be, hey, you got hit, you got to hold all of that. So she was able to go crouching jab into pinwheel here. My assumption, she has store on quarter circle back. Quarter circle forward is Saihasho, Enkansatsu, and Gosatsu. And I also think maybe her pinwheel is probably DP still, okay? But I also think she's got a command teleport. They just haven't shown it. I think she's got some kind of a command dash because we saw it in the trailer. And I don't think it's just her dash. I don't think her dash just has a hitbox. So this is the EX Fuha. This is the EX Fuhajin. The heavy. But we also saw in the trailer that she can follow up with EX Medium Fuha for a ground bounce. I wonder if it's just because it costs an extra bar of your drive gauge, or I wonder if you need to have an enhanced fuhajin to be able to chain. So she was moving forward on her DP and she's inching forward. So based on these frames here, I'm assuming her pinwheel is still a DP. The reason being is if you look at the movement, she moves forward and then goes to crouching slightly, right? She goes to crouching and then she moves forward again, right? You see this, right? She goes forward, down, forward, and then right after, there's the DP. 1010 Rin is still a DP motion. Just basically, you could just tell from how she's moving here, right? Look, watch. Yep, you see the... So if you look, you can see her burnout state. Her burnout stage is really cool. Her burnout state, I believe, is a callback to her Street Fighter 4 throw tech. That looks a lot like her throw tech animation. That looks nice, though. So this is her medium kick. I can't tell if they held forward for a frame or not, because it looks like it just starts up immediately. This is her 2-hit medium kick, which I'm interested in. Her front foot is off the ground, and then she hops. Both feet are off the ground. Is this unthrowable, like in Street Fighter 4? Is this frame here unthrowable? I know it's like one frame, right? But like, this is important. Her back foot is still on the ground, but is this coded as unthrowable? But you can cancel the first hit, just like Street Fighter 4 and Street Fighter 5 as well. So you see the first hit, boom, and then they go straight to the non-enhanced heavy fuhajin. So this win quote here, something's weird about this person, something scary, or something along those lines, based on the translation on Twitter. Pretty cool. 2 things. 1, the person is going to switch to classic, so we'll have more to go by now, as well as switch over to the color 2. People have hit me up. Kail, purple and yellow, just like you asked for. Yes and no. Yes, as in that color scheme is fire. No, because the white hair and the white pants kind of throws the whole thing off for me. Looks cool, though. I also don't like the color yellow. It looks like construction yellow. And here we're going to see... Bleh. Bleh. There's a nice little touch for like the starting animations. They carry over. They both happened at the same time, even if she started hers first. They both were happening at the same time, so you see them wind down the animation at the match start, which is kind of nice. When you're in modern mode, your standing light attack will be the standing light kick. But now that you're in the classic mode, you have access to standing light punch, which has a decent amount of range. They do standing light punch and a crouching medium kick, which is really good. Like the range on that is really good. And then the crouching medium kick. So in Street Fighter 5, something strong was being able to catch backwalkers and just shutting down back movement with low forwards. So Juri having this much range on her low forward, and it looks like she moves forward a bit before she does it. Being able to shut down movement this much is really strong. So if you look at the range in which she is aggressing here, and look at the pushback, she's still aggressing with a low attack, and then push back even more, right? She still is in range for a low attack. What this will do, de-incentivize trying to walk backward, because if you walk backwards, you can eat this into a drive rush, into a confirm. I'm assuming you can confirm into heavy fuha, but this looks like it is very dangerous. Because again, look how much space she gets to control. From here, she still gets to go low and confirm with damage. That's really good. One, the animation for her teleport is nice. She uses her spray paint to shroud herself. And at this point, she's no longer there. So the fact that she can make drive impacts whiff and then whiff punish, I think is a really strong trait for Kimberly. She can play around drive impact while in Burnout. That's actually a really strong point. Whereas most characters might have to hold that since they can't parry. She has a way out. That's actually a really strong point. So we have two stores here. I'm curious. So the first one is just like the O. And then this one is Ine. And that's the one where she does a little hop. So I wonder, why did she not get the hop here? Right? This seems like it's like a light version. Another theory is that maybe there is more startup and more recovery the more stores you need, right? So the first one was quick with no jump forward. The second one, though, requires a small jump forward. Maybe if they do a third, that looks like about the same, right? So no jump forward, small jump forward, maybe a big jump forward. Okay, so let's look. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So on frame 8, he gets the store. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Frame 14. So about the same for total frame. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So with every store, there's more startup, but there's also a push forward too. So we noticed with this, the first store she did was small. The second store she did was medium. The third store she did was like heavy. And I mean those not in the sense of strength of buttons. What I mean is like the startup was quicker with the first one. The startup was really slow on the second one. Because I also don't think you're locked in with specific stores. I think whatever store you get means you get to do whatever release you want to do. So we get to see all of her crouching kicks back to back, right? So we get to see my point. So this is her crouching light kick, right? This is her crouching medium kick, which hits. This is her crouching heavy kick. It also hits, right? So even though it doesn't look like it's all that far, what's important about her crouching heavy kick, that she actually moves forward quite a bit first. Even though the move itself looks stubby, it's important to know that that's not where she started. She started back here. Medium, Buharin. This does not combo. Stand strong. Now, I don't know again if stand strong, if this is her neutral stand strong, or if it's like a forward stand strong or a back stand strong. I don't know. I don't believe it's her crouching strong, but this goes into the target combo. Strong, heavy kick, probably strong, medium kick, heavy kick. My assumption is that she's still coded. Even though this hit, I think she's still coded to be standing. This is just the animation, because she returns to standing. And then she gets hit and she's no longer crouching. If she was forced to crouch, she would have got hit crouching. That's my assumption. So I don't believe it's an overhead, and I don't believe it forces crouching. So we see a bit of the feng shui engine. She gets the punish counter with this move here. This wasn't that they weren't blocking. They actually were punished in recovery. The light punch into this strong, I don't know the input for it. If you had a gun to my head, I would assume this is forward medium punch. And the reason being is that, so this is the perfect parry, the animation for it, right? And it looks like it's frame 1. Yeah, that's frame 1. This is frame 1. The parry is active. And then the next frame, boom. So this is her heavy kick. And she does it really close. And it looks like it has great range. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 frames, she's off the ground. I'm wondering if this is throwable. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 frames. So she's off the ground frame like 7 or 8. She's probably off the ground for a while more. I wonder if this is throwable or if it crushes lows. Because if it crushes lows, you might be able to counter hit. But if it also makes lows whiff, then that means what might happen is the active frame of the low will expire and force the person doing the low to go into recovery frames. And then you get the punish counter. Store, quick one, right? 8 frames. And she goes, oh, right? So frame 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. She gets the store, right? That's consistent with what we saw earlier. This is the first store. It could be a coincidence that they hit the light kick button, but I think it's your first store is just quick. Because if we want to think about the ideology behind her stores in this game, the more stores you have, the better you become. So it makes sense that it would take longer for your stores to start up, the more you want to grab. But if you just want to grab one, you're in and out. If you want to grab all 3, you got to wait 20 plus seconds to get that third store. 20 plus frames, excuse me. Whoa, that would be bad. 20 plus frames as opposed to the 7 or 8 from the first one. So again, second one, she says ine. And this should be, I think, 12 or 14 frames. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 frames, right? So it's slower than the other one before she gets a stock. This is the only time that we have seen medium punch like in the raw, right? From far away. So this takes away the theory that she's got proximity normals. Someone said also this could be a crouching medium punch because she does a crouching light kick, crouching light, a crouching medium kick. And if she's still holding down and she just did punch, but that would be a really weird crouching attack. However, by the power of frames, we can see clearly that they are standing up here. All right, they stood up for here. 1 frame, 2 frames. And this is when it starts up. So I'm assuming this is a standing butt. So let's look at this sweep again. We see a few crouching normals. So if we look at where they start to sweep, this is a pretty far distance. And I had said that her sweep had no range, but I didn't calculate the forward movement. See how deep of a step she takes? So her front foot moves almost half the distance and she pivots off of the front foot. So technically, it like doubles the distance that you expect. Because if you look at this here, it doesn't look like it's all that far. But look at where she started. So her sweep actually has a really good amount of distance. Heavy punch, interestingly enough, heavy punch hits crouchers. Very, 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 very important. Amazing. Really, really nice. This was introduced in Street Fighter 5. That was a nice quality of life then, and it carries over to Street Fighter 6. Awesome. This, chat. If you want to get good at Street Fighter 6, day 1, start to practice your dashes. The reason is, look how far away they are. Chat, that's half screen. And even though you are half screen, you are still in danger of being thrown. Don't believe me? Drive rush. Throw. You are still in range of a throw. So this is what's going to make the game explosive, because you can still drive rush into a normal. You could drive rush into a low. You could drive rush into throw. Drive rush is going to be really nice. When you drive rush into a normal, you get properties similar to a punish counter. So I think it's going to be really, really strong. That you could be here and drive rush for 1 bar and still be in range. So dive kick looks like it's really fast as well. Right? So Juri comes forward. And it's at this frame. The dive kick starts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14 frames, and that's active. But I'm actually willing to bet the farm there's going to be a really high minimum distance to jump before you can do the dive kick. But I wonder if the EX one minimizes the distance that you gotta start. There's that strong again. Did Juri walk forward beforehand? Juri does walk forward beforehand. Chat, I am willing to bet this is forward medium punch. I'm pretty sure of it. And that's because if you look at when she lands, she walks forward like 3 or 4 frames. And then bada bing. This is interesting, right? Chat, this is, I would say, a quarter of the screen away. Kimberly blocks the drive impact. She stumbles back. But watch. She still gets crushed. Even though they were that far away. That's a really big pushback, chat. You gotta respect DI. We haven't seen her crouching medium punch yet, but I think we saw it in the trailer. Nice. Perfect parry. And then you're able to punish with an EX DP. Jumping in this game, there's a lot of ways to deal. You can use a normal, you could use a DP, but you could also perfect parry it as well. So she gets the perfect parry, and then 1 frame, 2, 3, 4, 5, frame 6, right? Maybe frame 7. I'm probably saying frame 7. So if you parried and then hit like a stand strong, and if that's like 5 or 6 frames, you still could have gotten a full combo off of it. That's good. And I don't even know if like they probably had more frames to work with. So I think doing 2 button presses is a lot easier to do on reaction than a DP. So with that being said, it might be one of those things that you do when you're like, oh shit. The God button as an anti-air. Characters with installs seems like they would have a really nice answer to being in Burnout. But characters like Jamie, Juri, but those kind of characters can trade in 2 of their super bar for being in Burnout. And what happens when you do that, you all of a sudden have no need to use EX moves or combo extensions. You have more tools at your disposal where you're able to get more damage without having to use drive. So this is important to talk about the timer of the Feng Shui engine. I didn't get a chance to talk about it before because the round head ended so quickly. So if you look on the right hand side, Juri has 3 bars of super. When she pops her Feng Shui engine, immediately she cashes in 2 bars. But notice that her super bar converts into a timer for the Feng Shui engine. It starts to tick down, but then stops for a few frames and then starts to come back up. So I'm thinking when you hit a person, it causes that bar to stop. When your Feng Shui engine is active, I'm assuming it's really important to keep the pressure up because you want to hold on to your Feng Shui engine as long as you can. So you can see the timer going down. So this is something that we were unable to determine. Can you build meter in the background while your Feng Shui engine is active? So they started off with 3 full bars. They spent 2 bars. Or does all meter gain go away while under Feng Shui engine? The fair way would be to say that all your gauge gain will go away. But what if you hit a lot? Don't you deserve something? I guess the reward is that you get to hold onto your Feng Shui engine a bit more. But if the person gets knocked down, it doesn't matter because you have to wait for them to get back up. The gauge is going down. They got hit. You see it stop for just a few frames, right? It's a very, very small window, right? Watch it again. Stops for just a few frames. But let's look at this store again, because again, this should be 7 to 8 frames to when she gets the stock. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Frame 7 is when the stock goes. 7 frames to start up. So if I had to make a guess, with every store that you get, the startup becomes longer because you have to give up something to get power. And I think that's it. That's actually everything. I appreciate you all allowing me these 2 hours to go over it.